Hello collectors, welcome to Old Coins News. In today's video, we'll explore some fascinating U.S. Washington quarter dollar coins, their history, key features, rarity, and potential value. Watch until the end to see if one of these coins could be worth more than you think. Let's get started. Money Bag Fire. The 1985 Washington quarter is a popular modern United States coin that was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to honor America's first president, George Washington, and by 1985 it had become one of the most widely circulated coins in the country. On the obverse front of the coin, you will find the portrait of George Washington facing left. Above the portrait appears the word Liberty, while the national motto I in God We Trust is displayed to the left. The year 1985 is shown below the portrait, and the mint mark P indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Prior to 1980, Philadelphia quarters typically did not carry a mint mark, but by 1985 the P mint mark had become a standard feature. The reverse back of the 1985 Washington quarter features a majestic bald eagle with its wings spread. Above the eagle appears United States of America, while the national motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, is displayed above the eagle's head. The denomination quarter dollar is shown along the bottom edge. This design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and remained on Washington quarters for decades before the state quarter program began in 1999. The eagle design symbolizes strength, freedom, and the enduring spirit of the United States. The 1985 quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad construction. It contains an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Unlike Washington quarters minted before 1965, the 1985 quarter contains no silver. The transition from silver to clad coinage occurred in 1965 due to rising silver prices and increasing demand for circulating coinage. As a result, most 1985 quarters found in circulation today are with only face value unless they are in exceptional condition or possess rare errors. During 1985, hundreds of millions of quarters were produced to meet the needs of commerce throughout the United States. Because of the large mintage, most circulated examples remain common. However, collectors seek out high-grade specimens that exhibit strong luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. Coins graded in mint state condition by professional grading services can command premiums, especially those with exceptional eye appeal. Collectors often search through rolls and mint sets hoping to find examples that survive with pristine surfaces. Coin grading plays a major role in determining the value of a 1985 Washington quarter. Lower-grade circulated examples typically show wear on Washington's hair, cheek, and the eagle's feathers. Uncirculated examples retain their original mint luster and sharp design details. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a numerical scale from 1 to 70, with MS-70 representing a perfect coin. High-grade 1985 quarters are significantly scarcer than ordinary circulated examples because most coins entered circulation and accumulated wear over time. Many collectors also search for mint errors on 1985 quarters. Error coins can include off-center strikes, double strikes, clip planches, die cracks, and double die varieties. Such errors occurred during the minting process and can make a coin considerably more valuable than a standard example. While most 1985 quarters are common, rare error specimens attract strong interest from collectors and can sell for substantial premiums depending on the rarity and visibility of the error. The Philadelphia Mint, where this coin was produced, has a long and important history in American coinage. Established in 1792, it was the first official mint of the United States and have produced countless coins used in everyday commerce. By 1985, the mint was utilizing modern high-speed coining presses capable of producing millions of coins efficiently. The quality and consistency of Philadelphia Mint coinage helped ensure that quarters remain one of the most widely used denominations in the American economy. The Washington Quarter series remains one of the most collected coin series in the United States. Many collectors begin assembling quarter collections because the coins are affordable, readily available, and rich in history. The 1985 quarter represents an interesting period in modern American coinage, reflecting the economic conditions and minting technology of the mid-1980s. Although it is not a rare date, it remains an important piece of the long-running Washington Quarter series and serves as a reminder of the enduring legacy of George Washington and the evolution of United States coinage. Today, collectors continue to search for high-grade examples, attractive toning, and valuable mint errors, ensuring that the 1985p Washington Quarter remains a popular and fascinating coin for both beginners and experienced numismatists. The 1988D Washington Quarter is a significant coin from a long-running Washington Quarter series, one of the most recognized and widely collected coin programs in United States history. Minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark, this quarter will produce for everyday circulation throughout the country. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, and by 1988 it had become an essential part of American commerce. The obverse of the coin features the famous left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Above Washington's head appears the word liberty, while the national motto "I in God we trust" is located to the left of the portrait. The year 1988 is displayed below, and the D Mint mark identifies the coin as having been struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The reverse design of the 1988 D Quarter features the classic heraldic eagle that appeared on Washington Quarters for many decades. At the top of the reverse is the inscription United States of America, while E Pluribus Unum, the traditional Latin motto meaning out of many, one, appears above the eagle's head. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows symbolizing strength and preparedness, while olive branches beneath represent peace. The denomination quarter dollar is inscribed along the lower rim. This reverse design became one of the most familiar coin images in American history and remained in use until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. Millions of Americans carried these quarters daily, making them a common but iconic part of everyday life. The 1988 D Washington Quarter is a copper-nickel-clad coin. Like all regular-issue quarters produced after 1965, it consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge designed to discourage counterfeiting and clipping. Unlike quarters minted before 1965, the 1988 D Quarter contains no silver. Rising silver prices during the early 1960s led the United States Mint to switch from silver coinage to the more economical clad composition that remains in use today. As a result, most 1988 D Quarters have value primarily as collectible coins rather than for precious metal content. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington Quarters during 1988 to meet the demands of commerce across the United States. Because of the large mintage, circulated examples are generally very common and can still occasionally be found in pocket change. However, collectors often search for uncirculated specimens that retain their original mint luster and sharp details. High-grade examples are especially desirable because many coins entered circulation soon after being struck, where they acquired scratches, nicks, and wear. A well-preserved 1988 D Quarter with strong eye appeal can command a premium among collectors, particularly when certified by a professional grading service. Coin grading is one of the most important factors in determining the value of a 1988 D Washington Quarter. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating better preservation and fewer imperfections. Circulated examples may show wear on Washington's hair, cheek, and jawline, as well as on the eagle's breast and wings. Uncirculated examples, often designated as Mint State MS, retain their original brilliance and sharp strike characteristics. Coins graded MS65 above are especially popular among collectors assembling high-quality registry sets. In the higher certified grades, where examples become much scarcer, values can increase dramatically compared to ordinary circulated pieces. Collectors also pay close attention to mint errors and varieties associated with the 1988 D Quarter. Error coins can occur when something unusual happens during the minting process. Examples include off-center strikes, die cracks, clip planches, double strikes, and other production anomalies. While such errors are relatively uncommon, they are highly sought after because they make a coin unique. The more dramatic and visible the error, the greater the potential value. Some collectors specialize exclusively in error coins and spend years searching through rolls of quarters hoping to discover a rare and valuable specimen. The Denver Mint has played a major role in American coin production since opening in 1906. Located in Denver, the facility has produced billions of coins for circulation and remains one of the most important branches of the United States mint system. By the late 1980s, modern minting technology allowed the Denver Mint to strike coins at high speeds while maintaining consistent quality. The 1988 D Washington Quarter reflects this era of efficient large-scale production and serves as a representative example of modern American circulating coinage. Today, the 1988 D Washington Quarter remains an important coin for both beginning and experienced collectors. Although it is not considered a rare date, it holds historical significance as part of a series that spanned generations of American history. Collectors appreciate the coin for its connection to George Washington, its classic eagle reverse design, and the possibility of finding exceptional high-grade examples or valuable mint errors. More than 3 decades after it was struck, the 1988 D Quarter continues to circulate in collections and serves as a lasting reminder of the enduring Washington Quarter series, one of the most successful and beloved coin programs ever issued by the United States Mint. The 1966 Washington Quarter Dollar is an important coin in the history of United States coinage because it was produced during a major transition period for American circulating coins. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to honor George Washington, whose portrait appears on the obverse of the coin. On the front of the 1966 quarter, the word Liberty is displayed above Washington's portrait, while the national motto "I in God We Trust" appears to the left. The date 1966 is shown below the portrait. One unique feature of quarters struck from 1965 through 1967 is the absence of a mint mark. During this period, the United States Mint removed mint marks from circulating coins in an effort to discourage coin hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. As a result, the 1966 quarter does not display a mint mark even though it may have been produced at different mint facilities. The reverse of the 1966 Washington Quarter features the classic eagle design created by sculptor John Flanagan. At the top of the reverse appears the inscription United States of America, while the motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, is positioned above the eagle's head. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread and is perched upon a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness. Beneath the arrows are olive branches representing peace. Along the bottom edge is a denomination quarter dollar. This iconic design remained on Washington quarters for decades and became one of the most familiar images in American coinage before being replaced by the state quarters designs in 1999. The year 1966 was a particularly significant time in United States coin production. The Coinage Act of 1965 had recently changed the composition of dimes and quarters due to rising silver prices and increasing demand for circulating coins. Prior to 1965, Washington quarters were struck from 90% silver and 10% copper. Beginning in 1965, quarters were produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Therefore, the 1966 quarter contains outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. This change marked the end of silver quarters intended for everyday circulation and ushered in a new era of modern clad coinage that continues today. Because of the coin shortage of the mid-1960s, the United States Mint dramatically increased production levels to ensure that enough coins were available for commerce. Hundreds of millions of 1966 quarters were struck and released into circulation. These coins quickly became a common sight in cash registers, vending machines, banks, and households across the nation. Since they were produced in such large numbers, most circulated examples remain relatively common today. However, finding examples in pristine uncirculated condition is considerably more difficult because many entered circulation immediately and experienced years of wear and handling. Collectors often pay close attention to the condition of 1966 quarters when determining their value. Coins showing heavy wear are generally worth only face value unless they possess an unusual error or exceptional characteristics. Uncirculated examples retain their original mint luster, sharp strike details, and attractive surfaces. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating better preservation. High-grade mint state examples of the 1966 quarter are particularly sought after because pristine survivors from this era are much scarcer than ordinary circulated pieces. Registry set collectors often compete for the finest known examples, which can command substantial premiums in the marketplace. The 1966 Washington Quarter is also popular among collectors who specialize in mint errors and varieties. Errors may include off-center strikes, clip planches, die cracks, double dies, broad strikes, and other unusual production anomalies. Since millions of coins were produced during this period of intense mint activity, occasional mistakes occurred during the manufacturing process. Error coins can be significantly more valuable than normal examples, especially when the error is dramatic and easily visible. Collectors frequently search through rolls of quarters hoping to discover rare varieties that may have escaped notice for decades. Historically, the 1966 quarter represents a fascinating moment in American numismatics. It reflects the government's response to economic pressures, changing metal values, and growing demand for circulating coinage. The removal of silver from quarters and the temporary elimination of mint marks were major changes that affected collectors and the public alike. These decisions helped stabilize the coin supply while allowing the mint to continue producing coins efficiently. As a result, the 1966 quarter serves as a tangible reminder of one of the most transformative periods in United States coin history. Today, the 1966 Washington Quarter remains an important coin for collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts. While most examples are common and affordable, the coin's historical significance makes it a favorite among those interested in the evolution of American currency. It marks the beginning of the clad era, represents the response to the coin shortage of the 1960s, and continues a long tradition of honoring George Washington on American coinage. Whether found in circulation, preserved in a collection, or studied as part of U.S. monetary history, the 1966 Washington Quarter remains a fascinating piece of American numismatic heritage and an enduring symbol of a changing era in United States coin production. The 1987 P Washington Quarter Dollar is one of the most interesting modern coins in the Washington Quarter series because it comes from a year in which the United States Mint did not release standard uncirculated mint sets to the public. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the coin carries the P mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of George Washington's portrait. The Washington Quarter series was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and by 1987 it had become one of the most widely recognized and heavily used coins in American commerce. On the front of the coin, the word Liberty appears above Washington's portrait, while the national motto "I in God We Trust" is displayed to the left. The date 1987 appears below the portrait. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse design remained largely unchanged for decades and became one of the most familiar images in American coinage. The reverse of the 1987 P Washington Quarter features the classic heraldic eagle design that had been used on the series since its introduction. At the top of the reverse appears United States of America, while the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, is positioned above the eagle's head. The eagle stands with wings spread wide, perched upon a bundle of arrows that symbolize military readiness and national strength. Beneath the arrows are olive branches representing peace. Along the lower rim is the denomination quarter dollar. This design served as a standard reverse for Washington quarters until the introduction of the state quarter program in 1999, making it one of the longest-running and most recognizable coin designs in United States history. The 1987 P quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy consisting of outer layers made from 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. Like all regular-issue Washington quarters produced after 1965, it contains no silver. The United States Mint adopted clad coinage after silver prices rose dramatically during the early 1960s, making silver coins too expensive for everyday circulation. As a result, the 1987 P quarter represents the modern era of American coinage, when durability, affordability, and large-scale production became major priorities. One of the most notable aspects of the 1987 P Washington Quarter is its relationship to the Mint Set program. In 1987, the United States Mint chose not to issue traditional uncirculated mint sets to collectors. This decision resulted in relatively fewer high-quality examples being preserved compared to some surrounding years. Although millions of quarters were struck for circulation, collectors often seek out well-preserved specimens because obtaining pristine examples can be more challenging. This circumstance has made the 1987p quarter somewhat more desirable in high grades than many other common-date Washington quarters from the 1980s. The quality and condition of a 1987p quarter are extremely important in determining its collector value. Most examples found in circulation exhibit varying degrees of wear from years of use in commerce. Coins that have spent decades changing hands may show scratches, contact marks, dull surfaces, and worn design details. Uncirculated examples, however, retain their original mint luster and sharp strike characteristics. Professional grading services evaluate these coins using a numerical scale ranging from 1 to 70. High-grade examples graded MS65, MS66, MS67, or higher are especially attractive to collectors because they are much scarcer than ordinary circulated pieces. Registry set collectors frequently compete for the finest known specimens, causing values for top-grade coins to rise significantly. The striking process used to produce the 1987p Washington quarter involved advanced minting technology available during the 1980s. Large coils of clad metal were fed into blanking machines that punched out coin blanks. These blanks were then heated, cleaned, upset to form raised rims, and struck under tremendous pressure by coining presses. The resulting coins were inspected and distributed through the Federal Reserve banking system for circulation throughout the United States. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the nation's oldest and most important coin-producing facilities, was capable of striking millions of coins efficiently while maintaining high production standards. Collectors often search for errors and varieties among 1987p quarters. Mint errors can include off-center strikes, clip planchets, die cracks, die breaks, double strikes, broad strikes, and other unusual production anomalies. Error coins are popular because they offer something different from standard issues and can be considerably more valuable depending on the type and severity of the error. While major errors are uncommon, the enormous number of quarters produced each year means that unusual specimens occasionally escape quality control inspections and entered circulation. The Philadelphia Mint itself has a rich history dating back to 1792 and has played a central role in the development of United States coinage. By the late 20th century, it was producing billions of coins annually to meet the needs of the American economy. The 1987p Washington quarter reflects the efficiency and technological advancements of this period. It also represents a time when quarters were among the most heavily used coins in circulation, commonly found in vending machines, parking meters, public telephones, transit systems, and everyday cash transactions. From a historical perspective, the 1987p quarter serves as a snapshot of American coinage during the late Cold War era. The economy was growing, electronic payments were still relatively uncommon, and coins remained essential for countless daily transactions. Millions of Americans handled quarters every day, often without giving them much thought. Yet these coins carried national symbols, honored important historical figures, and reflected the craftsmanship of the United States Mint. Today, they provide collectors with a tangible connection to that period of American history. For modern collectors, the 1987p Washington quarter remains an important and collectible coin. Although most circulated examples are common, high-grade specimens, attractive examples with original mint luster, and unusual mint errors continue to attract.